Now we're going to be discussing people, because we all know that the technology is only one part of the equation. Without people, this industry really wouldn't exist. And while we are actually setting up the stage for the final discussion, I have a question for you that I would like to ask, and I would like to hear your opinion on at Slido. So let's display Slido, please. And my question to you is, but truly think about it, all right? Like, this isn't supposed to be a leading question. I really want to hear your opinion. The future of 3D technology will be shaped not just by tools, but by how we effectively actually bring new people in. Agree or disagree?
Oh, thank you.
Just give it a moment and think about it. Is it really about people? Or the technology will still hold the reins? What are your thoughts on this? Let us see where you actually stand on the topic. All right, I'll keep the poll open. So once again, the title will be How to Bring New People into the 3D Industry so we all can thrive. We've got incredible panelists, so let me invite them to the stage one by one. Please join me in welcoming the Chief Strategy Officer at Intergeo, Olaf Freier. Let's give it up for Olaf. Olaf, welcome. All right, co-founder of FreeDice, Michal Gula. Let's give it up for Michal. And Director of Imagery and Remote Sensing Solutions at Esri, Stephanie Dockstader. Let's give it up for Stephanie. Stephanie, welcome. Perfect. Please, take a seat.
Hi.
Perfect. Can we, perfect. Just for the guests over here. Very cool.
This one.
And it would be awesome to display the Slido results, please. Just so we see how you voted. All right, so the question was, the future of 3D technology will be shaped not just by the tools, but by how we effectively bring new people in. 97%, almost unanimously, people voted that this industry is really about people, which is fantastic. And I would love to kick things off from the bird's eye perspective. So why is it so important right now for our industry to bring new people in? Don't we have enough people? Olaf.
It's a good question for me personally as organizer of Intergeo, so we have a different kind of view on that. But what I see and what I hear from the industry, I think it's needed that we bring in new people also with different mindsets to leverage the potential which comes with the technology, to use all the data we generate and we capture what we hear during the last 2 days, and how to use the technology and make the best out of it. I guess that is something where we need also the generation and the new people which have to live and have to work with that.
Mm-hmm. Let me build up on the last point that you made. Michal, question to you. Where do you think people discover this industry for the actually very first time these days? How do they get into it?
I think it's quite difficult because from what I can see, the educational institutions are not doing good enough job with bringing new technology, new workflows, new solution to the students. So I think this social media and events like this are maybe the only way how they could get to know what's happening in the world of geospatial.
Stephanie, what is your viewpoint on that? Are we doing enough to proactively bring new people in?
I think we could do more, for sure.
Okay.
It is tough, especially because people are diversifying so much in what they want to do. It's hard to pinpoint one specific role or job that you will take. So we have to almost talk about and educate people on all different roles and the different aspects of them. So I think with this community, it's easy to start with technology and sensors, but what I've learned over the last couple of days is the creativity and artistic part of this could be a way to draw people in also. So
Beautiful. And I would like to encourage you, dear audience, please submit your questions for our awesome panelists, so we can address those questions. We can address those questions. Brilliant. Well, let me just pick on that keyword, community. Michael, you're really big on community. Okay, so
I'm trying.
you are online and offline over here. So what does community actually mean to you when it comes to bringing new people in?
I think that the community is like a nerve system of the whole industry, because the information is not spreading through marketing materials of big companies or TV, or I don't know, like the news on some kind of the internet providers. I think that the communication among people through WhatsApp, through LinkedIn, or through whatever is spreading very fast. And community actually means supporting this information delivery and distribution.
Olaf, over to you. How many people did you bring together for the Intergeo 2025?
Yeah, so we welcome in Frankfurt 18,500 people. This was a very high number, and of course, this is something what was come also out of the industry. You know, so also the reality capturing part was one driver, but of course, overall, it was AI as a topic, which was a really main driver for gathering so many people. And this is, of course, what I guess everyone knows. We have to bring in and we have to bring together these kind of number of people to force the dialogue of things, from getting the existing technology and expertise we have together with the newest technology which is on and coming with the AI. So I was very happy with the team to gather such a kind of number for Frankfurt, and of course we're looking forward to do the same in Munich to continue the party, you know.
Okay, awesome. Stephanie, I know that you are at Esri really big on organizing events. What role do events play in creating the community of 3D professionals?
It's a big thing. I would say we have a large user conference every summer in San Diego, and we have 20,000 in person and probably 1,400 online. And for a lot of people, that's their first exposure to Esri and our community. So lots of different types of events socially where we can help people make connections together. So we'll have social events that are based on your industry, whether it's construction or commercial business or government. But then we also have groups where you can get together, like women in GIS or young professionals. So trying to find lots of different ways for people to find that connection with other people in the same community. And then special interest groups. And then the best thing is that with that big a conference, you have such a critical mass of people that Esri opens up the ability for any groups to come and have their own meetings there. So they'll reserve certain rooms so that you can have your community meeting there and host it yourself.
Let's be a bit practical. I assume most of the audience over here is from Europe. Okay. Do you organize any events in Europe on behalf of Esri?
We usually do that through our distributors.
Okay.
I mean, we will do some events, like we do come to Intergeo and have a big representation there. But it tends to be very regional based on our distributors hosting, and we assist with those. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Michael, over to you. You know, we were just discussing with Olaf and Stephanie that sometimes people might be sort of afraid of entering the new industry or approaching people that are suited up. So from your perspective, what actually makes somebody feel welcome in a technical industry like 3D?
I think it goes for many other industries, not only for ours. I think we need a disruption in almost everything. So what we are trying also to do here on FreeDice is to create an atmosphere where you are not expected to wear a suit, where you are not expected to talk too technical, where you are not afraid to ask that you don't understand something, where you are not afraid to approach the person that you know only from LinkedIn, for example, or YouTube. I think that's the way how we can bring new people, because if we do something similarly for over 20, 30 years, we can expect only the similar results. So if we want different results, we have to do something differently.
Olaf, I know that you are doing many different activities as part of the Intergeo to sort of facilitate that kind of a dialogue between the companies and the newcomers and students. Can you tell us more about it?
Yes, of course. I guess maybe it's not so known in the audience, but as you said, we try to do a lot of things behind the scenes. So we address different generation, let me tell it like this. So especially for new talents or also newcomers, we have our Geocampus area, where we have special program where students, but also a newcomer can meet and get in touch with the industry and have exchange with younger people to share experience, how to get an apprenticeship or how to get any company for a volunteer. We started something new last year in Frankfurt with really good success that we collaborate with university, and especially we started with Frankfurt, and so we set up a walk and talk tour. So this is something, okay, guided tour, so it looks boring, but it was something a little bit different, so that we set up a program with the university itself and said, okay, what kind of program, what kind of agenda the students have during their semester. And alongside this agenda, we set up this tour and bring these students to companies who were representing a service or software or technology, what they were forced to learn. So they had a good idea what comes next, and this was very successful. We got very good feedback from the professors, but also from the students.
Brilliant. And once again, let's get practical. If a student, I am a student, I would love to attend an Intergeo. Do I get a free access? Do I get a free pass?
Yes, of course. You know, it's of course it's like this. You know, this is sometimes. We get understand that we only sell any kind of geometry in the hall. So, but nobody challenge us to ask, okay, can we do something different? As you said, you know. So, you look at the show and say, yeah, I can go there, and hopefully they open the doors at the right time that I can enter. But nobody asks us, okay, what we can do on bringing more new talents in, or it is possible to run any kind of a program, special program in a different way inside a show like Intergeo. So everything comes from ourselves, and of course, now we try to understand as it best the industry, but of course we can't look at every corner and not know in detail the needs and the demand. So that means we try to figure out what's possible, and we, as I said, we have different opportunities, but also for the community itself. When you remember on Wednesday evening when we have our party in the halls, so this is also a great recruitment process. I would like to say what started 5:30 in the halls. So we do different things alongside the business one, you know.
Definitely. That evening broke down on many barriers. So I want to encourage you. I was one of those people who, sort of experienced that thing. So if you're a student, definitely do come.
If I can, I would add to the students' tickets, because I don't think it's only about whether students can get for free to the conference.
Right.
What I see as a problem is that they actually need the support from their teachers and professors, because what we have experienced, we are here on the second year, what we have experienced, then even if you offer free tickets to the university, they rarely react. And that I see as a huge problem. Because if the professor with their students are not able to just pack their bags and, I don't know, sleep at the train station, I don't really care. But if you can come here for free to such a conference and you don't, I see it as a huge problem.
Thank you.
And it's not a problem of the money, because we can offer the tickets, right?
Awesome. And it actually touches on the question from Alexandra. Like, these kind of events are very important to reach the community. How about universities? So maybe we can elaborate on that, what your experience is. Stephanie, how are things in the US mainly? How closely do you cooperate with universities?
Yeah, at Esri we have a very strong software, so we're a software platform, and pretty much the universities have special pricing and programs, but we also provide training, but also information they can use directly into their coursework to help come up to speed with the software. We also have students that come to our events, and it's interesting because we ask them to take on a role, they get free admission to the conference, but it's not so much to make them do work for us, but it's to place them with our employees and with our customers and give them that experience as almost within the booth and the industry things. So, and they find that really valuable. They make great connections there, so. Yeah.
Olaf, what is your take on that topic? How closely do you work as Intergeo with the universities?
Yeah, first of all, I can underpin that what Michael was saying. It's very hard to get those universities in, and sometimes also the feeling that they say, okay, when my students go to Intergeo, so I have one day less to teach them. So it's something which is also a kind of a mindset change is needed, you know. So we try to reach out and to give them any kind of that it's matter that they come to Intergeo, not only having a day off and something like this. So what is a hope and which gives a positive outlook from my point of view was the experience of last year with the walk and talk tours with the universities, because there was something behind which gave them a sense why they're doing this, you know, and of course, being closer to the universities and to their agenda of the semester gave them maybe that kind of hint, oh, it makes sense to do this, you know. And what I can say, we have almost more than 100 registered students for Munich because of that. So we shared this, and so I hope it will continue, but it's only a small plant which starts growing, you know.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the issues we see too is the cost of travel. Just even if you give them the free conference pass, getting them there. And I work with a professional organization where we have a student contest. And instead of asking for the cash award for winning, they said, can you pay for me to come to the conference and present my work? And that was a big change for us to see that. Travel's gotten so expensive. And then, you know, having to know far enough out. So we see that as a challenge that we've been trying to address too.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to take up on this topic. So it's on us, to be honest, you know. So we as an organizer, but also all the exhibitors at a show like Intergeo, you know, when it's our interest to bring in these people, so we should talk about and think and discuss what is the best way forward, you know, open up any funding to make it happen, to bring, I don't know, 50, 100, 150 people to a show, which makes sense. It helps the industry, it helps the people, it helps the exhibitors at the end. But we haven't this discussion, you know. So we start always on the wrong side on looking at it, you know. This is something what I see from my point.
This is very true, and I would like go back like 3 years or so when we first met at Intergeo, when I had a marketing collaboration with Intergeo, and I was invited by Olaf and also with Rami. We had a great discussion about how we need to bring young people into industry, and Olaf just shared with us that he's speaking to big companies, including like Esri and all the behemoths of the industry, and they share the very same problem. They feel the lack of new people, and they are struggling with finding good coders, good business developers, good like in any section of their companies. And this was definitely one of the moments when we understood each other and said that, yeah, we got to do something with that. With that being said, I think that this is a really great idea to try to put those behemoths at big companies together and try to find some way how to fund these students and universities. And it's really not about the tickets, right? It's, as you said, it's about getting to the city, sleep somewhere, okay? Students don't need 5-star hotels, right? So we should be able to find an economically feasible way how to get, for example, for this conference, easily we can get like 100 students to come here from the fields that are related to this, okay? We don't need the international business students to come here, but there are geodesy colleges, there are people that are very connected and students very connected to our industry, and we need to bring them here or to Intergeo or to your conference, Esri.
Awesome. So we're talking about different strategies how to bring people in. Let's now just zoom out for a moment. And Rami, thank you for that question. Michael, over to you. What has worked as motivation for most people outside the industry to get into our geospatial industry?
I'm not sure that it's a good question for me.
All right. So, okay, Stephanie, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think again, what I was trying to say before is that I see the younger people don't want to get stuck in one role. They want to be able to experiment and do lots of different things. So, trying to show the diversity of things you can do within the industry with the different types of technology, I think is important.
Olaf.
The question is very good because I have to say, is there any motivation to bring in people into this industry? When I look into the different booths at Intergeo, I only can say I see only a business style. Okay, I get it. They have a huge invest in coming over, have the representation, and they have to create leads. But when you're complaining about having a lack on people, especially on new people. But giving no opportunity to enter, and it's not entering an industry, it's entering a community. So, and there's totally a lack. So that means, for me, it's not the question. It's currently, I see nothing from my point of view. I know that Esri is really doing a lot, but overall, I not see that motivation. I can't see any campaign showing very glowy what kind of potential our industry has, so and showcasing and explaining that we design the future. Doesn't matter in which way. So nothing has happened, and we're only looking on the business cases and we're celebrating ourselves about the technology and what we achieve, but we forget the young people we need into our community, and this is something what I see. So I see no motivation outside. So, but Rami, when you know someone, let me know. I would like to get to know about it.
So let's just dream for a moment, okay? We have unlimited resources, we have unlimited time, and our task is to promote this industry as a substantial career for young professionals. How would you go about it?
I don't think it's only about the money, about the budget. I'm always saying that we are in a very sexy industry and we, for some reason, are afraid to show it, right? Especially on social media, like being able to see, as also Bird was showing, like these beautiful point clouds, meshes, now 3D Gaussian splatting. This is really very pleasing to watch, even for people that are totally outside of our industry. So we are not leveraging enough this opportunity on social media. It's very difficult for a mortgage broker to show something sexy, right? Beside the I don't know what pictures. But for us, it's very easy to show very nice, very eyes-pleasing data sets. And we should be leveraging this and just flooding the social media with what we can do in our industry.
But again, there's just so many influencers and people who are already promoting the industry, such as three of you. So, just step by step getting the word basically out there. I would love to actually, Michael, follow up on what you said because you are one of the biggest promoters and educators. So when a new person enters an industry, you just look around, everything is new to you, so mentors are so important. So do you agree that in an industry that is, and on top of that, do you agree that in an industry that is changing so quickly, it is difficult to be a mentor for the next generation?
I'm a father of two sons, and I'm asking myself this question every day, like, what should I teach them? What do I want from them to become? And the world is changing so fast that my only wish is to raise them not being assholes. Just like to be a normal people, right? Because I have no idea what's going to happen in 5 years, like zero idea. I'm trying to be on the top of all the information in our industry, and I'm almost lost. I cannot imagine anybody else just doing their daily job to be able to predict what's going to happen.
Can I answer?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So I do quite a bit of mentoring in the GIS community, and I think it's hard to be a mentor today because a lot of the students or the young people that come to me are looking for like easy check steps of like, you know, tell me to do this, and then I'll move up to the next role. And I think getting them to bring something to their mentorship instead of just their time, you know, do some tinkering with the data or explore some things on your own and then come so that the mentor can interact with that and help. There seems to be a gap there, and so if we can encourage the new people or the younger professionals to dig in a little bit and explore before they come, it just makes it easier to help guide them, I would say, through the process.
Awesome. Olaf, let's build on this discussion. Anna Franco is asking, how can we as professionals from the industry contribute to the growth of the community or other companies that are attending, for example, Intergeo?
Yeah, so it's a good question. I would like to say I see different layers, to be honest. You know, so first of all is joining forces. I guess this is the most important thing when it comes to this topic, how we can contribute to the growth. You know, so giving up these silos and joining forces on easy things. It's not that we will share secrets or something like this. So it's only on a high level that we can do a lot on growing the industry and the community. Then, of course, pulling down the barriers to enter these communities. You know, this is something what I would also like to say. And especially when we look on new talents and newcomers, I would like to say that we create an environment that they are brave enough to stand up, to showcase what kind of potentials they have, and we should be able to give them this kind of stage. You know, when I think at Intergeo, for instance, I would like to say, giving them an own stage, you know, and showcasing how they see and how they look at our world and what they can do with the technology and the data we always generate and able to create. And I guess the industry itself is waiting for this. This is my gut feeling, because they are maybe not, I wouldn't say not brave enough, but maybe not that time to get disrupted. But when someone is there to showcase what is maybe possible, they of course easily can think about, okay, that's good for me, that is good for that, and this is how I can bring things forward or how I can contribute to that. So it means that we give these kind of communities a chance to stand up and showcase themselves, to give others the opportunities to bring them forward. So I guess the other way around is not possible because time is running, what we say, and yeah, the market is not waiting. So we need anything which accelerate this process.
Awesome. So just to summarize what Michael was saying, like it's a lot about spreading the word about the industry and sort of promoting it. And what you're saying, what both of you are saying, it's about creating that kind of a space and a platform for young people to actually come forward and just, you know, show their ideas and their potential. Just a quick note, we're going to continue. What I did in the meantime, I love this discussion. I love how much you want to contribute to it. What I did just right now, we would love to hear your ideas, all right? What are your ideas on how to bring more talent to our industry? What do you think? This is an amazing opportunity for you to share, you know, with these amazing people who are really forming and contributing to the formation of this industry. What could we be doing more? Or what could we be building on? So please keep on posting. We can just take a quick look. So conferences, meetings in the universities, or this is something which we touched on. Promotion, that's what, Michael, you were talking about. Perfect. Anything that stands out for you? Be inspiration for them. Again, something which we touched on. Events at universities. Does any of you have any experience with events at universities?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, cool.
Maybe if I can add, because the question from Anna, actually I would like to give Anna the shout out because she has been very active. She's our brand ambassador of the Free Dice, and that's actually what I want to touch as a point, because you mentioned several times that I have a lot of followers on LinkedIn, but we have to understand that we are living in bubbles, right? So even though I have almost 100,000 followers on LinkedIn, it's still a small bubble. And I have only so much to give and to be heard, okay? And it's very important to understand that most of the people are living outside of the bubble. So how to get to that bubble is to find one connection that has their own bubble, right? So Anna is a perfect example of that different kind of a bubble, which I am connected to, or we as a Free Dice are connected to, and she has her own bubble, where she can spread the information and just distribute the news and information about the conference and new technologies. So I think this could be the way.
So tapping into the network effect, basically.
Yeah.
Really,
But the physical network, you know, not only through social media.
Yeah, awesome. Anna, can you raise your hand? Okay, let's give her a round of applause. She's been amazing. Thanks so much. Awesome. Let's get back to some of the questions, because we were talking about the support, right, that we could be giving to our industry. What about the skills? Let's now talk about the skills. What skills are needed, are requested, are required when newcomers want to enter this industry? And I assume it's, you know, job specific, but maybe Stephanie, could you shed some light on some concrete skills that the newcomers need?
Well, it's just funny how much communication is becoming important too. I think people get comfortable with being online and being virtual, and then when you get together, it feels a little harder, right? So I think reaching out, initiating conversations in person, one-on-one personal conversations, so that you're not just part of the group, I think that really helps to make those connections.
Very cool. I would love to hear your take on it, Olaf. You put together dozens, maybe hundreds of companies together. From your perspective, what are they looking for in newcomers?
It's a good question. So I'm really not able to tell it in details. The only thing that I only get heard that they complain that they have not enough people and maybe have not the right people, I guess. What they mean, it's only my interpretation, is that they need that kind of skill set and kind of thinking of that what is needed for tomorrow. You know, so that means the new generation, which needed to get the transfer of that what we have to that what we need. And I guess this is also when I would like to say I will develop the next future event for something. That's wrong. You know, look at my hair, it's gray, so I'm not the one who will develop a new show. These are the guys we have at the back, which are young, and we try to enable them to behave like this. So I guess this is something what they are looking for, but as you said, I guess from the industry, it differs what kind of skills that exactly is needed. But I guess the open one and those who are willing to be proactive in transferring existing technology or data or expertise into that what's needed for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Awesome.
Go ahead. I think the keyword for me would be the adaptability, because things are changing very, very fast, as I mentioned. And if we are not speaking about like lawyers or doctors or similar jobs, you are going to change your career several times during your active lifetime. Especially with young people and with new technologies, it will be very, very usual to change it almost like every year. And if you are not adaptable enough, you have a problem. So what I think the companies will be looking for people that are able to adjust. Like, this is change the situation. Okay, I can learn new skill in 2-3 weeks and just getting better in new skill. Okay, I really don't think that there is a future for people that think that, okay, I studied this, I started working in this company, and I will be working there for 40 years. This period of the civilization is over.
yesterday, as we were closing day one, we had this kind of a fuck-up night, and there were two brave people that shared the fact that their biggest mess-up or a fuck-up was that they forgot to sell. That they just like, work on amazing projects, they get completely absorbed in it, but they forgot about the commercial side of it completely. Are they in the room still?
Over there.
Yeah. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being brave yesterday and right now. And that nicely actually ties with the follow-up question. So, because it's not only about the newcomers in a sense, okay, give me an employment, but also about all these individuals, solopreneurs and small company owners. So maybe over to you, Michael, because you are one of them. What advice do you have for a new 3D company to market and find actually customers?
Start building your personal brand right away. That's all. We will be having a discussion in a few minutes about this. I think that you need to put yourself out there. You cannot be expecting that if you buy a logo for 500 euros from Indian guy and build a domain and create a website that you are going to be successful in the business. No, you won't. You have to put yourself out there and just share, communicate, promote.
Awesome. We're going to touch on that really shortly. And I would like to, we've got 1 minute, one last minute, so I would like to give it over to you, Stephanie. So we've got the newcomers sitting over here. What message would you like to pass over to them?
Well, I think there's a lot of people out there who are hungry for 3D that don't even know it yet. I mean, at Esri, if you saw Arik's talk, we are saying that 3D and reality mapping is the foundation for modern GIS. And so there's a lot of users out there who could be using 3D and reality mapping that aren't aware of it yet. So I think it's for us to tell them, and innovate and give them ideas on how they could be using the technology more.
Awesome. Final words from you, Olaf?
I like the first one. So I hope it's not staying for everything, and of course I have a different kind of a feeling over the last 2 days that there's a lot of vibes in and a lot of positivity in, and I would like to thank Juraj for a great host here and a great moderation, I guess.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And of course, Michael and Tomasz, but also Michael, the other Michael, to bring us together. I guess it's also applause for you and
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, then I would like to say keep the vibe going, and what we discussed here is joining forces, keep us discussing in a different way. Of course, not forget the business one, but I guess the other one is minimum the same important as the other topic, to bring in new people and to grow the community.
Olaf, thank you so much. Michael, thank you so much. Stephanie, thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
And